So in the mid to late 90s here in Australia, mountain bike racing was starting to really grow. And the team at the forefront of it all, that was really winning most of the races on a national level, was Team GT. Rob Eva, Michael Ronning, Scott Sharples, Mark McDougall and Rob Woods were winning most of the races, cross-country and downhill races, and doing really well. What tyres were they using? Well, they were using Hutchinson tyres. And Hutchinson tyres are still around now, and they're still winning races on the EWS circuit. So I'm going to be testing out some of these great Hutchinson tyres for you. And the ones I'm actually testing out are going to be the Hutchinson Griffiths. Now these are their gravity specific tyre. So we're running a Griffiths 2.5 on the front, and we're running the Griffiths 2.4 on the back. And not only that, but we're going to be running Hutchinson's own Protect Air Max sealant. So this is really good stuff too. I've only put 1 cup of each of this sealant into each tyre, and I'm going to be mucking around with tyre pressures a bit. So we'll see how that actually pans out. So I'm going to go to Brisbane tomorrow and go to the trails at Ironbark Gully. And I'm going to try these tyres out with some lower tyre pressures in the slightly damp, well it's going to be quite damp, in the quite damp conditions. And we'll see if we can really get the tyres going down quite low as they can. And point to note on this, I'm not running any tyre liners or rim protectors or whatever you want to call them. So the tyres are just pretty much the tyre only on the rim with sealant. So we'll see how that goes.
Lift off and the clock has started.
So the front tyre is a 2.5 by 29 and it weighs in at 1,080 grams. The rear tyre, that is actually a little bit smaller, so I'm running a 2.4 by 29, and obviously being a smaller tyre it runs in at 1,030 grams. Okay, so this is sunset. Dropping the sunset nice and loamy, bit of hero dirt here today. Should be nice and good. There's a hell of a lot of people out here. This is not totally downhill, so there is a couple of sections where my mate on the e-bike's going to catch me up a bit. But we'll drop into some of the cheaper stuff shortly. So this trail we used to ride many years ago. This was one of the original trails out here at Ironbark Gully. And this is a track we always used to finish with before we got back to the car park. They've done a bit of work on it, done a bit of grooming, added some features. It should be a lot more fun. I should send that. Got to be a different line there. Tyres are railing really well at 24 pounds. Pretty grippy, actually. Can't really hold a lot of speed through these flat hairpins. This one's got a bit of a berm to it. Great fun. Pretty tacky too. The slightly different surfaces being the difference between parts of the trail that are damp and parts that are drying out makes it a little unpredictable. But once you start leading the tyres over into those soft knobs, yeah, these things really rail up nice. Super impressed. Now while I was out there I caught up with an old mate, Stevie Vines. Now Stevie's been racing mountain bikes for decades. He was fast back in the day and he's still fast now. So just to try and keep up with him, I thought I'd drop the tyre pressures down just to try it out. I dropped the front tyre down to about 21 PSI and the rear tyre down to about 25 PSI. and they held up really nicely. I was a little bit concerned about deformation in the sidewall of the tyre, which happens when I tend to run the tyres a little bit too low, but I managed to keep up with him. So the Hutchinson tyres that have the Racing Lab logo on the side are actually French made. So this is their top of the line racing tyres. The Griffiths themselves actually have 3 different compounds of rubber. Now the top knobs are the harder compound, and this is where you want the lesser rolling resistance. The tyres actually roll faster. The softer compound is on the side knobs, and this is obviously for when you're cornering. Okay, you want to be able to lean the bike over, and you want those soft knobs to be able to really grip up well. The medium compound is just beneath the whole tread, and this really holds the tyre up well, makes the tyre feel firm overall. I was super impressed with them. I thought they were really, really good tyres, and I'm going to be racing on them for the whole of the season. I hope you enjoyed watching the vid. I'll be putting some more out again soon. Like and subscribe, please, if you like my channel and if you like my videos. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.